I gotta tell you guys what happened. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I welcome you. I am all about the supernatural, the unknown. Ever since I was a little girl, I've had this sixth sense, an ability to see, hear, and feel the unknown, other dimensions. You know, I can feel the slightest shift of energy. February the 8th, I believe it was February the 8th, I had just went live on TikTok. I got kind of tired, and so I was like, okay guys, catch you guys later. And I get off of TikTok live and I get in the bed. Now, I don't get on the cameras as much as I used to because a lot of the cameras have crapped out. And so I did jump on the front camera though. And this is the strangest thing because I don't even know why. Like, I barely get on the front camera. I'm more like the backyard where it all goes down, right? But I jump on the front camera, you guys. And I had my cup of tea. Like, I thought I was holding it. I don't, you know. What woke me up, so here's the thing. So I'm on the camera. And I'm just kind of like looking around. I probably wasn't on that camera for like 1 minute. And I go to sleep, sitting up in my bed. Please understand, I was tired, but I was not that tired, you guys. You know what woke me up? I felt a wetness, like on my leg and my hand. I had dropped the phone and knocked over my cup. I don't know if I was holding a cup at that point. I have no idea. I just know that it spilled into my lap and it almost got my phone. And so when I open my eyes, I'm like, oh, and I grab my phone and then I pick up the cup and I'm like, oh my gosh, when did I doze off? Like, so I exit out of the camera because it was still recording. And I go back to the video. I wanted to see how long I was asleep. 24 minutes. Wow. You guys, I went to delete the video and something said, watch it. Like, wait a minute. Because it was kind of strange how I just passed out like that. I don't even remember getting sleepy to where, how you're like getting really, really tired, but you're fighting it? No. I'm like literally sipping on caffeine, jump on the camera, and then next thing I know, I'm, jumping up. Like, so I fast forward through the video, and this particular house that I've never seen a light at, about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks now, there was a light ship that popped in between these two houses across the street. And I caught a purple light beam and a plasma one up in the tree. Well, that particular house, I noticed this. It looked like a actual person with a hood on. Like, not a person, a light entity, okay? And I'm going through it super fast, and I'm like, whoa, what was that? Like, is that a door or a window? Because I always thought it was a window. And so a couple seconds later, the it's like, so say you have a window. There was something standing there with like a hoof or a hood that pops in right here. And then a few seconds later, the second one does. And there's something black right here. And then you see what looks like some type of dark celestial, it wasn't a person, you guys. It didn't look like a person to me. It looked like some sort of shadow figure come out of that light. And then on the other side of the house, you see a little light pop in. So I see this, and it starts exactly at 8:08. 8:08. I've been seeing that number like crazy. So I'm like, whoa, so I go through the rest of the video. It lasts for about 8-9 minutes. They pop in and out, in and out. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I wanted to break it down, and then boom, it's like all of a sudden I like nod out again. But I caught myself that time. And it was like this heavy sedation just came over me. And I'm like, okay, I'll just, do it when I wake up. I got to go to sleep. So I set my phone down. Matter of fact, I put it on my charger and I lay back. I sleep on my back now because I have this lung issue from being in this house with the mode. But all of a sudden I hear this rattling in my chest, like wheezing really bad. And you guys, when I tell you I was so tired, I didn't even want to get up to get the inhaler. And I felt that sedated. So I kept trying to clear my lungs and I couldn't do it. And the rattling, like I was not going to be able to sleep that way. So I decided to roll over onto my left side, putting my back out towards the opening, right? So I'm facing the wall. Now my eyes were open as I'm doing this, and then when I lay my head down on the pillow, I close my eyes. Soon as I close my eyes, I see in the upper right corner of my room, and then the lower left corner of my room. It was the shape of like a small, the white butterflies. Yes, you guys, but it was like a bright, bright white light. And it was blinking so fast that I couldn't even tell that it was blinking. The only reason why I assumed that it was blinking or it was turning different colors, because I thought I saw it turn red and blue, or was it red and green, like a bluish green or something. Like it turned red, back white, blue, green, back white, like, and then I opened my eyes like, like, what the heck am I, what is this? There's nothing there. You know how before you close your eyes, you look at the light, and then you close your eyes, you can still see the light. So I thought maybe, the TV cast the light, and I seen it in the corner. What the heck? I close my eyes again. I see it again. I see it again. It's the shape of a little white butterfly, and it's bright, bright white. I open my eyes again, to see, and I'm like, it's dark. It is literally dark in that corner. So why am I seeing this? And I'm just like, but I feel so sedated. Like, whatever. I close my eyes again. They're gone. But now, in the center of my room, it's like it came out of my closet, probably the size of like an orange, perfect size. This is it. But it wasn't like a bright, bright white. It was almost like a see-through color. It was like an off-white, but it was very dense, like see-through. It didn't look solid. And here it comes and it stops. And I'm looking like, huh? Now my eyes are closed when I'm saying this, you guys. I'm looking at it like, huh? And then all of a sudden it goes, poof, in the whole room, but it happened really fast. Like I'm talking about. But I know what I saw. The whole room flashed. I open my eyes again. I'm like, no. Something's not right. Like, I look around. This time I lift my head up and I look around. I change what's on the TV because I'm like, well, maybe it's this meditation music that's doing this. Like, I didn't understand what's happening. So I changed the station, to something different. I'm so tired. Any other time I would have got up and got coffee and been like, whoa, but I could not fight this sleep. I couldn't fight this feeling. At this point, I want to comfort myself. So I grabbed the pillow instead of laying, like this. I brought it this way, long ways. And I kind of like leaned onto it to where my back is up in the air. Almost like I was laying halfway on my side and stomach. Trying to comfort myself, because I want to go to sleep. I close my eyes again. And oh my gosh, what I saw this last time, it was like, it's dark now. And that's when I was like, cool. and I felt myself starting to fall, like deeper into a sleep. Like that's what I thought, I was falling into sleep. The room is dark. Everything is dark. I'm falling. And then all of a sudden I can see something at a distance. It's like the area there's like this low light around it. And it's so weird because I was, you know how you like lift your head up to kind of like, what is that? And that's what I did. And when I did that, I zoomed in like this. And I was right up in its face. I've never experienced nothing like this before. And oh, you guys, I don't know what it was. Oh, it's so creepy. But it was sitting on a love seat. And it was sitting with its legs folded like this off to the side. So its legs was up on the couch with it. And oh my gosh, the nose. I'm going to try to find a picture and put it in right here. Like black eyes, sunken in eyes. The whole face, very strong pointed features. But I remember seeing it's like a light black. Like a real light black. But then it looked like something painted its face white. I've never seen nothing like that before, ever. And I'm right up in its face, and I'm like, you know, and it begins to speak to me, and it spoke perfect English. It sounded very educated. And as it's talking to me, and I have no idea, because I didn't want to listen. You guys, I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it looked. And so I couldn't tell you what it said. All I know is I, kind of like pulled back, like, go. And that's the first thing I said. I said, stop. I didn't want it to talk to me. And it continued to talk. And I said, go away. It paused, like it stopped talking. I don't know if it was like I was too dramatic or what, but it paused for a moment. And it kind of like, I don't know if it was a grin, what it did. A smile, a smirk. And then it started talking again. And then I yelled, I said, go away. And then I pushed myself back like from it, right? And then, because I guess I was out of body at this point. And I go to open my eyes again, but I can't. And I'm coherent. I am awake. I'm in this place, though. This is not me dreaming, you guys. I can feel my body, and it feels heavy. Like, my arms felt like it weighed 15,000 pounds. Like, I could not lift anything. And I'm, like hunched over with my back up in the air. And I'm like, get up, move. I'm telling myself, like, come, wake up. If you are asleep, wake up. And all of a sudden, now this creature has gone away. Once I pulled back, the darkness swallowed it, okay? And now I'm just focused on how heavy my body feels and why I can't open my eyes. I'm talking, but I can't get the words to come out, the sound. And all of a sudden, I feel this weight land onto my back. Now, it wasn't super heavy at first, but I could feel something land. You know how you put a backpack on? From right underneath my head, like the back of my neck, right above my tailbone. Okay? Or above my my buttocks, my rear end. I feel this weight just cover the whole back. Like it just landed on me. And it was cuffing my whole back. I felt like I was twitching, but like small, small moves. And so I'm just, I laid there for a moment trying to figure out what is on me. And that's when I felt the first, I don't even know what to call it, a shock wave or whatever. It started at the very, like at my tailbone, the bottom of my spine, y'all. And it went straight up, all the way up my spine. And it wasn't painful. It was a vibration. And it actually felt good. And it tickled. Okay? And I was like, wow. And I remember thinking, oh, they must be back to heal my back. Because I was told by Master, what's his name? Master Chin, when I went to see him in Texas, that I didn't get to tell him my story. He's empathic and psychic. He reads people. And he's very famous, well known. And he said, you have angels that come to you and they healed your liver. But they're going to come back and they're going to heal your spine. So, I've always wondered like when that would happen. And so now I'm feeling this sensation go up. It started at the bottom, went straight up, and it tickled. And it was definitely vibration, like vibrations. And I'm thinking, this is it. They're back. They're working on my back, my spine. It only did it once, and my whole spine was vibrating after it did it, right? And no discomfort. It felt good. Nothing hurt. I still feel this weight on my back. And then it's like the weight increased. And now it's pushing me into the bed. Like it's getting heavier. It went from maybe 3 pounds to like 8 pounds, to 13 pounds. Like it's pressing, And I'm like, I can't move. What is this? Like, I don't think there's something on me yet. I was just stuck and I had this weight on me. And then I started to feel this. No. Okay, I did. I started to feel this like this. I guess like a vibration. I don't know. And I heard this sound by my ear. And it was weird. Oh, I didn't like the way that sound, y'all. Oh, gosh. And I don't know how to describe it, but a chopping sound. Like, I can't do it. Like, it just, and it was all up in my ear, and it was breathing heavy on my neck, and that's when I realized there's something on my back. This is a creature. Whoo! That fight or flight instinct kicked in, and when I tell you, it took everything inside of me. I couldn't move. I tried. I could not budge. But I was finally able, after like 3 tries, to utter the words, get off of me. Get off of me. Once I was able to break from that trance they had me in, and I was like, get off me. It didn't happen right away, but it was like a few moments later, it just, I didn't feel no one lift, like climb off of me. This was an entity, y'all. Like it just lifted off of me and flew back through the window or whatever. And as soon as it lifted off of me, I broke free. Like the restraints, that grogginess, that's, feeling like, oh, I can't keep my eyes open. Everything broke. And I was wide awake. And I rolled over on my back. I opened my eyes. And this is the part that gets a little... Every ounce of inflammation. So if you have chronic illness or you know anything about inflammation, like fibromyalgia, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, stuff like that, that inflammation get in your brain, it gives you that groggy feeling, gone. every ounce of inflammation was just gone. The restriction, the tightness in my spine, gone. I'm laying on my back and I feel this just clarity, this peace. And then I come to my body and that deep, I'm talking about a core deep vibration from the bottom of my spine to the top. It was still like vibrating. You guys, it unblocked my sacral chakra. That is the sexual pleasure. That is so embarrassing. Both my everything, my whole body was aroused by it. I didn't know how to feel about that. I didn't know if I had just been violated, assaulted, or what. But it felt like it just didn't feel demonic. It didn't, it left me in this clarity, this peace, but it definitely, unblocked the sacral chakra. And because I'm celibate and I don't practice self-pleasure either. And I didn't think I could get a blockage like that, but I don't know. That's where I'm like, maybe you guys can help me on this one. Now, I couldn't sleep. I got up. I was like, oh God, what was that? I didn't feel like it's an incubus. I didn't feel that. I've had something like that. A less spirit, less demon. It didn't feel like that, you guys. This thing, I didn't get to see it, but I feel like, it had a tail. I didn't get to see it though, but it covered my back, and that was its whole body. I stayed up. I got up. I'd only slept for like 2 hours altogether. It was just so weird. And it's about 6:30 in the morning. I get up and I don't lay back down till 10:30. And I knew I had to go back to sleep because, I'm going to feel bad if I don't. That brings me to the second night. What happened this morning? And it's not as severe as the first morning, but it starts with a dream. Early this morning, I'd say about 4, around the same time, I get on the back camera. I don't even get on the front camera, you guys. I get on the back, and immediately, I'll show you guys in a minute, I notice there's 2, if not 3, new plasma orbs out there. One is in the shape of a rectangular shape, and the other one are like orbs. I feel like that rectangular one is the one that got on my back. But I see them. I feel energy from them. And then I also caught one of those purple lines that I caught out front. That's an entity as well, light entity. Once again, I'm dozing off. I just got super tired. So I get off. I put the phone on a charger, and I moved my bed, by the way, earlier yesterday. I moved my bed. I had it to where my head was pointed in the south direction. Now my head is pointed in the west direction, okay? So I felt good though. I've slept this direction before, and I don't experience a whole lot. I don't know. I just felt like if I rearranged the room, it would make it better. So I go to sleep, and as soon as I go to sleep, I start dreaming. Well, spirit traveling in different dimensions is what it is. But I'm in this 2-story house, big house, and the sun is going down, and there's an urgency to make sure every window is closed and locked. And that is what I'm doing. I go right into it. I'm closing all the windows, locking all the windows. I run into my boys, my sons, and they reassure me, yes, we closed and locked our windows, which wasn't good enough for me. I still went into their rooms and checked and made sure, So once I had closed and locked all the windows, the doors, mainly it was about the windows, I find myself sitting down on a couch and then dozing off. I'm awakened by this like thump. I wake up and I'm like, what was that? You know, my sons are in the next room to me in the dining room area. And they're like, oh, that's Woo, my nephew. And I'm like, Woo, what's he doing here? And they're like, he came earlier. He's in the spare room. And I'm like, oh no, he doesn't know about the windows. So I jump up, I run to the room, and sure enough, he's got the darn window open. And it's him and his friend, and they're playing a video game. And I head straight over there to the window, and I close it, and I lock it, and I explain to him, keep the window closed. I didn't tell him why. I don't even know why. I don't. But I'm telling him, don't open that window. And if anything comes to the window, still don't open it. So he's like, oh, my bad, okay. I walk out the room. I go back to the living room, sit down on the couch. All of us, it was a few moments later, I felt something that didn't feel right. And I remember that was the first thing. And then my nephew, I don't know if he yelled, it was something he did or said. And I just remember come running back to that room again. And the window is open yet again. And not only is it open, whatever I was trying to keep out has come inside. I didn't get to see it. I don't know, you guys. I just know the window was open and it was too late. And I remember saying that. It's too late. It's already in. I wake up just like that. And mind you, I went to sleep at around 4. It's 7 o'clock when I wake up. The sun is shining. It's up. The sun. When I open my eyes, I'm on my back. I see the light filled up in the room. The way I have my blinds when I go to sleep, I do this on purpose. So if something were to come through that window and with enough force, if it pushes the blinds will drop. So basically, I don't lock my blinds. I just sit it on the windowsill. And I do that way. If something crawls through my window, comes through the window, I will hear it. It's going to knock the blinds down, and it will alarm me that something is entering my room. You guys, so I wake up on my back this morning, and I got a video. I'm getting ready to show you guys what I'm talking about. And, I'm like, I wake up in complete, total peace and clarity, just like I felt the other early morning after the incident with the one entity. It felt good. I felt good. And so I go to roll over on my side because I was going to lay in the bed for a minute, look at my phone. And when I grab the phone, I roll over, I'm facing my window now. You guys are getting ready to see in the video. Now you tell me something did not come through that window. And the fact that I had a dream, I'm literally, it's not even a dream, you guys. It's remote viewing. I believe that my spirit was alert, or, like some kind of alarm was going off, and I knew that something was coming in through this open window into my room as I slept. And that is why I began to dream of me taking action to close and lock the window. And that's something. However, I haven't smelled any foul odors. Now, I was coming up the road. This is after the first night with the incident over there. I had my windows down, okay? And it's at night, and I'm driving up this street out here, and I'm at like halfway down the block, and there was like a couple hints of sulfur. However, we have had multiple gas leaks out here. So I just, but I was feeling a little, because, ETs also smell like sulfur. Oh, yeah. Um, they have like that gas smell to them, but I don't know. But it's like, I'm okay though. I don't feel like it's something dark or negative. And I just continue to anchor myself. I continue to stay focused. That's all I can do. I almost feel like it was some sort of healing session for my back. I did have like a lot of discomfort around here, like back in this area, but it was like some type of laser. I don't know, you guys. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments. And I'll go ahead and play that clip. Let me know what you guys think, and I appreciate you. Make sure you like the video. Thank you, guys. Peace. All right, you guys. There it goes. Pops in. Now, what I did is I trimmed this video. It was 24 minutes. Look at that second light. Now, just watch. Watch. And I remember thinking, like, is it a door? Is it a window? I try to zoom in as much as I can because you're going to see. There it is. You see that little shadow figure? But the thing, like I said, I really didn't get a chance to observe the video as much. I just trimmed it. It started at 8 minutes, 8:08, until I woke up. Like, I stopped recording. And then you got 3 lights. Look how that went away. Just watch it. And the 3 lights up in that window, that changes constantly. Like one night it'll be 1 light, 2 lights, then 3. But I feel like if this was nothing, why did I have that encounter? It was definitely something. There's no doubt in my mind. Just keep watching. It comes back. This is about 4 in the morning. I've never seen that light come on. Not, the way the first light was, like, it just, I don't know, it has a shape to it, you guys. Like, to me, it looks like 2 entities. Plus, you gotta remember, I've experienced the light beams. I know I've seen tall ones, little ones, and if you've never seen anything like that, anyone, look at that. Anyone could say, oh, it's just a light in the window, and they disregard it. I remember when the light ship first appeared in our backyard. We'd been here for 2 years, and we knew there was no light back there. Not at the back of our fence. And I'm like, what the heck is this light? And this is around the time I'm having all these ET encounters. And I zoom in, because the camera was, on the side of the garage, and we're talking about clear all the way at the back of my yard is where they came in at. And I'm so grateful that I didn't dismiss the video and that I did zoom in, because I would have never saw that little person come out of the light, And besides the fact we were seeing actual lights in our house, and but, like I said, when I woke up, I didn't even play the whole video like I'm playing right now. So it could actually be some more to it, and I don't know. I just fast forward through it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to, check it out tomorrow and see what this is. And I lay down to go to sleep, and next thing I know, I start seeing these lights in my room. As soon as I closed my eyes, I kept opening my eyes like, what the heck? I'm thinking it's from me looking at the TV or seeing a light before I close my eyes. But then the guy, like that picture I got offline, I couldn't find anything to like get close enough to it. But I've never seen nothing like it to even have that image in my mind. And it was just weird because it's like his face was painted like with a white powder substance. It was pretty trippy. And he was just talking. Like, no, that's dumb. There's no doubt in my mind. And this energy, I do feel like it's throughout the United States, maybe even the entire planet, but some areas more heavier than other areas. But Ohio, it's like a plague here, man. It's like Ohio has a very, very dark energy here. And I started noticing it, I would say in 2022. It maybe even sooner, but, I was having so many encounters, I couldn't separate what I was feeling, from the encounters versus what was actually around me. You know what I'm saying? Not until I started to like calm down. But I've seen other videos from people that live in Columbus, and hey, they're saying the same thing. There's a lot of people leaving Ohio, getting out of here. Because they're like, look at that. Like, how is that even possible? If it's a window and you turn on a light, it shouldn't do it. I don't think so. I believe those were actual light entities. And those are probably, I wouldn't say those particular ones are the ones that came in my room, but I do believe that it was some stuff coming out of it, clearly. I don't know. I don't have answers. I just know what I experienced was real, And I think I took it in a negative way because anytime you're held against your will, you're going to look at it negative. You know what I mean? You're just going to. Even though it felt like it was helping my back. My son's like, it sounded like it unblocked your sacral chakra. And he's like, it could be an incubus. I'm like, oh my goodness. Or a succubus, whatever. I'm like, I'm trying to be positive now, darn it. My whole spine was, look at that, was vibrating. My entire spine was vibrating. Even once I woke up. So, and I showed you guys the video this morning that the blinds were pushed open in the corner, and so was the curtain. Something clearly came through that window. And that would explain why I'm having this dream of trying to close and lock a window. It is like, wow. And I said like 2 weeks ago, this thought popped up in my mind, the ETs are back. And I didn't understand why I was thinking that. Like, why am I thinking this? Why does this thought keep entering my mind? The ETs are back. The ETs are back for 3 days in a row. And now the encounters have started again. So there you have it. There you have it. Look at that. All right, guys, let me know what you think.